Good job. We got those all written up. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about using our calculator to solve these. We did this all last week with our calculators, making sure our calculator is first in degrees. So look up top across that whole column on your calculator. Does the word degree show up right there? Oh, it's like second from the end. Make sure it stays in degrees. If not, hit mode, raise your hand. Mr. Robertson will come around. He'll get your calculator in the right mode. But just make sure everything says degrees. If it doesn't, if it happens to say the word radian, just raise your hand. Mr. Robertson will come over and he'll fix it for you. So the first thing we need to do is we need to turn this tan 38 into a proportion by putting 1 underneath it. That's what you're always going to do. And then it's just like we have done so many times last week where we cross multiply. So x times 1 is x, and then tan 38 times 28 is some number that they'll give you. Awesome. Let's take a look at this one. Uh-oh, this one looks a little bit different. If I put the 1 underneath the cosine and I go ahead to cross multiply right here, guys, I get 63.4. And then on the other side, when I go ahead and cross multiply, I get cosine 25z. So that's a little bit more writing than this first one that we did. And so we're going to have to go ahead and divide by cosine 25 to get our final answer. So sometimes they're not as cut and dry as the first one. They're a little bit more difficult. We have to take one more step in our calculator and take 63.4 and divide it by cosine 25. Now why don't you guys try? Look at this last one. Put it over 1 and go ahead and cross multiply and see what you guys get. Talk with your neighbors and see what answer you get.